Okay. Hello, I'm Carla, your friendly host and neighborhood nudge.
Friendly neighborhood spider.
Yeah. Today I'll be interviewing my good coffee member.
Ella.
Hi. Come introduce yourself. Say hi.
Hi. Do I take
What's
the
your
mic?
favorite coffee? Yeah, you can start off.
Yeah, my name is Ella, and my favorite coffee order is probably a latte, because it's super like artsy, because you can do like your latte art, get a little smiley face happening, or like yeah. There's been some incredible art. I saw one of a snail, and I've been obsessed with like I don't know the snail in the latte art.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They're pretty cool. Anyways, they're pretty artsy, so I'd probably say latte, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you. I'm just gonna wait. Now I'm just gonna ask you the questions. Okay, we're just gonna go straight into it. Okay, so Ella, what does the coffee club mean to you?
Well, the coffee club means to me, I guess like the reason I like coffee, I guess, is just, it's always like something that you do to socialize. I'm a social butterfly. I'm a very big people person. So, I think the coffee club or the Cafe Amigos, like it does really well to bring people together, and like we're all joining together on the common ground of caffeination.
Yeah. It's really just a way to like bring people together, right?
Yeah.
Do you find that in the coffee club you're able to like meet and socialize with people from like different backgrounds and like all that kind of stuff, like so you learn a lot more about other people's like life's background.
Yeah, 100%.
So
Because like drinking coffee with people, like it facilitates those conversations as well. Because I guess like if you're eating a meal, right, like you can't really, like you're having your mouthfuls and then you're like, oh, you gotta pause and finish eating, and like with a coffee, take a sip and then jump back straight into chatting. And I know like this cool psychology thing that I've heard once is like when you're having a drink with someone, like for you to like indicate for them to keep talking and like be happy and feel safe to keep sharing more with you, is like you keep sipping your drink or you keep holding your drink and sipping, and that just gives them like, you're showing them that you're listening to them and like
caring about what they're saying.
Yeah, you're not trying to like interrupt what they're saying, like you're listening. So I think it's like something really like cool, and so I don't know, it's something cool about like just drinking coffee with people. Yeah.
It's like, it definitely depends on like who the people you hang out like with over a coffee. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you like to have a coffee do you like to have a coffee with someone, or preferably by yourself kind of? So,
I think like I do drink coffee like at least once a day, when I'm feeling well, by myself. But like if I'm gonna go have coffee with someone, or like if I'm gonna go like hang out with someone, I usually ask to have coffee with them, because it's like I feel like having coffee with someone, it's like you're not committing too much, right? You're not really committing to too much. Because if you're enjoying your time with them, you can always extend it into like brunch or lunch or whatever. But if it's just a coffee, you're not really like committing to like an hours long session with this person. I think it's a good way to like keep connected with people, but not be so like committed to.
of course, like whereas like other events are kind of like more like, or like you have to go to these events, sit through it and try and talk to people, but then at least you have like a coffee to drink. Some people have to be in situations where they have to talk. And do you feel like you talk more or you have more energy for conversation when you have a coffee? Do you get that caffeine boost?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like coffee doesn't really affect me that I notice, like I obviously am very aware that caffeine definitely does affect my body, and it definitely, I can still, have too much coffee. But I don't know, I never really drink coffee for like the caffeine hit or anything. I just like the flavor of it, and I just, it's like when you drink a hot chocolate or like any other kind of warm drink, it's kind of just like comforting and it's a bit cozy. I guess that's why I like to drink coffee rather than that energy boost. But I don't know, I think I'm energized just by the social aspect of having a coffee with someone or meeting with someone with that to buffer the situation as well. Like you can stir it, you can pick it up, you can hold it, you know what to do with your hands, right? It's like
what kind of crowd do you think drinks coffee? Like what kind of people do you think are interested in coffee?
I don't know, like heaps. I think there's so many different types of coffee you can drink. And I think like each different, like people who drink like just espresso shots are so different from people who drink lattes or mochas or soy milk or like oat milk or whatever. I think like those are subcategories as well. I definitely know that students are like a big coffee drinkers, even though I can't relate with the whole like, I need caffeine to survive. I definitely think like most of the people my age and like in the same, like at uni and stuff, they're all just like coffee like is their life support. And then I think as well, maybe that like carries on to when you like in the workforce as well, like lots of people who have early starts just always drinking coffee. But I don't know if there's like any like other trait that would be like, they're a coffee drinker or something. I don't know.
Before, I think we were talking about it before, but you mentioned something about like how like there's like a stigma or like something around people who drink coffee. Like some people drink it for the caffeine, and other people think it's like for like appearance wise, like to keep. When I started drinking coffee, I just started like drinking like one or two or something every now and then, just because like I know I like the flavor. My dad was drinking coffee. I don't know, I was just joining in. But then people started like pointing out like, oh, you're drinking coffee, and I'm like, yeah, cool, whatever. But like they started like noticing it and like, so I think like people started noticing and pointing out the fact that I was drinking coffee, and it was kind of like this can be like my thing. It seems cool. People think that drinking coffee is cool. And so I kept drinking coffee. I drank more and more coffee because I'm like, this is making me cool. I don't know, people think it's cool to drink coffee, so I'll keep drinking coffee until I did get, I'm addicted to it. The addiction came in strong, came in hot and strong.
Yes,
hot and strong, just like your coffee.
That's so funny. And so like now if I miss a coffee in the morning, like I'll have a headache for like the rest of the day, a withdrawal, if you will.
You get the withdrawals. Actually, a question I want to bring up is, what do you think we could do in the club to improve our club? Because you have work in social media, in the social media promotion, like marketing strategy area. You're comfortable in that field. What would you suggest to promote the club, like make it more presentable, I guess, or like?
I think like it's cool to have like, your posts that are kind of like aesthetic and stuff. So like your tiles and like your little graphics and stuff. That's really great, and that's good for like having, this event's happening, these are the important details you need to know, be there, be square. But I think it's also like super great to have just some raw footage, like it's not really like fancy recorded or anything, just with your phone or something, like how like you were talking about having these cool conversations and getting to know with these people from different backgrounds, different beliefs, different points of view, different walks of life. because we're getting to know them, I think it'd be cool if in the coffee club, like if people are willing, they could have like a 30 to 60 second like interview with the phone. We record them and they just say a bit about themselves, and it's like you're getting to know all these different people and you have all these different walks of life.
Expressing their
Yeah, and then that just gives people a taste of like, oh, like these are some like really cool stories that I can be joining in, or I've got some cool stories I'd like to share as well, and they'd be more inclined to like, I know, join in. And then I don't know, like as well, just like the whole, like I think all people, I definitely believe all people have some form of connection to storytelling. People like hearing stories, people like telling stories, people like writing stories, and that's like basically the basis of the rest of my career. But yeah, like people love stories. And I think what's good about the coffee club is like you're facilitating a place where people can engage in that, and also like not just like actually share, but they can also hear from other people. Like, I don't know, I love hearing from like my grandparents or like family members, like, oh, back in the day. Yeah.
Back when I was just saying.
Yeah, when I was this, it was never the way things were. Then social media came about.
The older generation doesn't adapt to change very well,
No,
that's for sure.
But like, I guess you can discuss those things as well, and hear other people's points of view, and stories. And you can be encouraged by other people, or you can even like ask advice, like, oh, I was in a similar situation, how did you go about it? Like, you never know who you're going to meet, you never know what you're going to hear, and maybe you would hear something you needed to hear. And you'll make a really good friend or something, I don't know. But yeah, just having little snippets of those stories on the Instagram, like as little reels, I think would be really special. Yeah. Hello.
It's the mother. No, but that was a good. Oh gosh, why did I cut it? Mum, no. But yeah, no, I definitely agree. How like it's good just to get a different like perspective on ways to like improve social media. Just promote the club. Definitely for sure. And would you want to see what kind of events would you like to see coming up soon? I mean, like the Halloween's coming soon, so would you like a coffee Halloween thing?
Yeah, like I was talking about like the coffee, like the latte art before. We could like do like, we can froth some milk, or like, I don't know, and do pumpkin or Halloween themed like latte art.
Yeah.
Find a way we can do that. That would be so
Actually, I went to Starbucks in Sydney one time with a friend, and we tried the pumpkin spice coffee.
Yeah.
And we weren't sure what we liked about it, because it was like, mine tastes like burnt seeds, but I don't know. Maybe we can try and find like pumpkin spice themed coffee here and try different things.
Give it a go.
Yeah.
I've never had that, but yeah, it's a big American
very American.
thing.
Yeah. Starbucks so American. Australian. Australia coffee's better. But I think that's pretty much all I have to like ask at the moment.
Thanks for the chat.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for Ella for coming as well. I hope you guys learned a thing or two from like Ella's experience in coffee, but also like her valuable insight into what coffee means to her, which is very helpful. So I think we can all appreciate what Ella has to say, like, and take into consideration when you come into the club. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Please make sure to subscribe to our WordPress and our YouTube channel. Also our social medias on Instagram, everything. So make sure to do that, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys in the next podcast video.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Bye. Peace. Thank you. Do some peace. We should do like the wink. Okay, 3, 2, 1, wink.
Oh, I didn't wink. Okay. Wait, which eye are you winking with?
This one.
Okay, cool.
3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Peace out. I know, it was also a word. Yeah.